write down 10 names of star kids from even 90s and 2000s, and I see that 8 out of those 10 people have vanished. Better gift could there be by God's, blessings, if she gets to know that her film has done commercially so well. So I think that'll be the best ever wedding gift. Actually, I've not seen the film many times. I'll be very honest with you. I can't sit and see myself like that. I uh, I enjoy getting calls for work more than watching my own films. Alpha male, beta male, gamma male, langda male, तीन pair wala male. I will play anything if it's a profitable film for the producer. Think very quick gratification lasts very long. The dopamine that releases in quick gratification, it vanishes very quickly. So I would definitely rather prefer something which you get after waiting for a.
So, hi Harsh, welcome to India Today. How are you feeling that a film so close to your heart is re releasing in theaters again?
I am personally very interested in my producer getting the due what he did in so many years, and that's honestly my prime motive and prime goal. That my producer should get that respect in terms of not just commercial aspect, but also in terms of recognition of being that maker who has made this film. So Deepak Mukut sir, I've uh, I've been praying that he's such a good guy, and he's such an honest producer, and why doesn't he? But time, it's always the time. So I guess this time he wins.
Yeah, yeah. Tell me, what was your first reaction when you got to know that it has been confirmed and the film is re releasing now?
I've been shouting below. If you've seen one of my reels where I'm shouting below his office to, and so I've been very besharam when it comes to getting the film released. And since I don't come from a film background, thankfully I don't have uh, any sharm haya, you know, that अरे मुझे ऐसे बिहेव करना है या मुझे ऐसे अपने डैडी का नाम बचा के रख is something which is an added advantage in my case. And I told everyone on my Instagram, please, if you really want this, please tag Deepak sir. I put a picture, and we saw 30,000 comments, 30,000.
Wow.
And that's when then things become a little serious, when people are in a big number when they're responding to something. So that then I told them that if you comment and tag him on a like more than 10,000 comments, then I'll take this and go to his office. So when they did that, I actually took it and came to his office. So really, really want to give all the credit to the fans and of this film.
Yeah, yeah. But Harsh, also tell me, what do you remember of the time when Sanam Teri Kasam released back in the time? Like, because things, of course, change for you. There's people's the kind of love that you got and continue getting. But what was it back then in time? Like, how did it all happen? What was the first memory that you have of that time?
First memory was obviously there was a void that we all felt. I'll be honest. The actors, the directors, the producer, the crew and cast, we were expecting uh, uh, more response. And obviously, I have to be honest about that. I can't be pretending that it was all hunky dory. It wasn't.
True.
And that's where the void began. And that's where today, I think, has made us reach a point where I'm reaching out to the producer and requesting him to come. If you see, all my hashtags have been, sir, please release it on 7. Please, let's come on 7. Even though there were so many films coming on, then the fact that he heard my request, that's a very big thing. So definitely, when I think about uh, 2016, the emotion is of a void.
Yeah. Truly. But also tell me the kind of love that you got throughout the years for that film. Was it bittersweet? Because as you rightly mentioned, there was a void that you would have expected more people to watch it in theaters. Was that like, how did you react to that love when people came up to you saying how much they loved that film? Like, of course, it must have been a very different kind of emotions.
I feel none of this happens in one comment or one night, unless it's a overnight success. Then you are accepted in one night. But in my case, I think it never happened very quickly. So I had a lot of time to process it and mull upon it, and
Yeah.
it happened very gradually. Like when like if people have told you something many times, I think only then you will get that validation, and then it'll build up into one concept, and that's how the human brain works. And we need to hear something or see something many times to process that information as a normalized thing, and we make a idea out of it. So I also took many years to understand कि actually people are really serious about this, and then I had to then it became my duty to pass on this message from the viewers to the producer. So then I took the responsibility of being the bridge.
Yeah. Yeah. But also tell me the kind of female attention you got after that film. How did you deal with that?
I don't know. My only the only attention I need is in life is from a producer, honestly. And
Yeah.
I'm talking about the whole producer fraternity. And honestly, I'm here for the producer fraternity's attention. That okay, yes, if you give this boy a decent film, uh, this boy can be a good weapon, and this boy can be used. If used correctly, he can convey a story. So
Yeah.
that's the only thing here after, honestly. Baki to it's a blessing and a byproduct, and I respect and value it. But if you ask my after, I'm after that.
Yeah. But also tell me, Harsh, like, how do you deal with the heartbreak of going through that struggle every day? I think an actor's life is so difficult to just keep waiting for a good project to land up. And as you rightly mentioned, you need a producer to back you up. Like, when that doesn't happen, I think it's an everyday struggle, everyday a heartbreak. How do you kind of keep yourself sane? How do you keep yourself motivated in that phase?
I think this whole waiting thing has made me a very good bird photographer. I go into nature and now wait for the animal or the bird or the mammal to come in front of my lens and show some behavior so that I can capture it. So since childhood, I've been waiting, and waiting I love, and you should wait for good things. And waiting is
Yeah.
delayed gratification is something I look forward to, and I have high regards for delayed gratification. And I don't think very quick gratification lasts very long. The dopamine that releases in quick gratification, it vanishes very quickly. So I would definitely rather prefer something which you get after waiting for a very long time.
But has there been any moment when you felt that this is may not be worth it? I might quit and do something else. Like you rightly mentioned, maybe just go and click pictures of animals. Has that phase ever happened with you?
So I ran away from my house when I was 16 years old. So
Wow.
there's this. I've spoken about it for many times, but I did not. I'm not made. My mental makeup is it's very persistent, and I think I've built in a way where I God has given me a lot of perseverance. So I don't see myself or I don't find myself giving up in any situation. If I don't see an animal, I usually keep waiting, and I tell my friends that just wait, it'll come. And usually, more often than not, it comes. And I think about my life also like that. And many other things in my life, they always come. I have to just keep like my psychology honors. Like I always wanted to study, and last year I enrolled into psychology honors, and I finally, design my life in a way that I find time. I don't get time, but I find time to study, and I scored 81.5% in my first year. So I like to sit for it. I like to give it number of hours. And I like the slow burn, slow process, and I like that weight.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. But what about resentment also, Harsh? Because when you see star kids going ahead and signing films after films, and here are you waiting for that one big project, how do you take that? And especially when there are people who are complaining about how the industry is in danger, industry khatre mein, these words are going on social media. Like, how do you react to all of that? And is there any resentment?
So honestly, I always believe in writing down whatever
Yeah.
these kind of. So I don't believe in what's the words that have been floating. I believe in capturing the words and writing it down. So I usually write down what people are talking about. So when they are saying that star kids are getting opportunities, I write down 10 names of star kids from even 90s and 2000s, and I see that 8 out of those 10 people have vanished. So I somehow I'm not able to uh, uh, feel resentment because you have to look at the mathematics part of it. You have to see actually how many outsiders do we have out of 10. There are 8 outsiders. The top eight
True.
are outsiders. So how the hell can you not look at those facts, and how can you bring yourself to complain? I don't understand that. And this is not positivity, it's just plain note making. Just take notes and just maintain an Excel sheet, and you will see the facts, and you don't have to be partial, you don't have to be overtly positive, no biasness, nothing. Just take notes and see what's happening around you. So
Yeah.
if you're a star kid, or 8 out of 10 times they have not found work eventually. And if you are an outsider, 8 out of 10 times you are at the top. So I don't know how to have
That's a
resentment.
great way to actually look at things. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. And coming back to Sanam Teri Kasam, like, which is your favorite scene, Harsh? Like, maybe you go back and rewatch it again and again.
honestly, I've not seen the film many times. I'll be very honest with you. I can't sit and see myself like that. I I enjoy getting calls for work more than watching my own films. But the one scene that has been recreated the most number of times, honestly, is the one with the guy and the tree. The guy is talking to the tree, and
Yeah.
while shooting, I found it to be a big challenge how to act with a non-living thing. So how to express and feel and emote to a non-living thing was something new for me, and I think I gave it my all because I had to imagine a lot of things
Hmm.
to see, to see in the trees, to be able to express it. And my directors took it out of me to my best extent, and I give them all the credit to even conceive that scene. Radhika ma'am and Vinay
Yeah.
sir, they are they're wonderful visionaries, and yeah, so I can't stop thanking them for even conceiving a scene where the boy is just talking to a tree. So it was.
Yeah. And you may not have watched it like a number of times, but do you sometimes feel like you could have done better? Like, do you think about that way when it comes to your work?
So when you give all your blood, you will never find yourself saying you could have done better.
Hmm.
And in my relationship, in my studies, in my workouts, in my photography, in my camper van, in my film set, on my film set, I never feel I could have done better because I'm always trying to give more than I have. So I don't
Wow.
ever feel ki yaar I could have in this interview after you hang up, I will know that this I was right here present, speaking very with all my mindfulness
Amazing.
and with all my heart. So I want to, whenever this interview couldn't have done better.
Amazing. Amazing. How do you kind of get all these psychological degree that you have, or you've just built like this?
No, no, I think I ran away from my house at 16, 17 because I was built a little differently. So even
Yeah.
Sanam Teri Kasam took 9. And when I say something, people take 9 to 10 years to understand. And it's a very it's something which I've just told myself. I'm not always correct, but it just feels, nice to tell yourself, chalo, rukte raho, be patient, and maybe you'll be,
Yeah,
your conviction uh, will be perceived and conceived in a good way. Hmm.
yeah.
And
And also
psychology,
tell me, Sanam,
honestly, I
yeah,
won't give any, because I want to add that people who come from uh, far off, remote, rural areas, they are better actors than a lot of people who have studied in New York Film Academy. People who have come from rural areas, they may be great poets, better cooks, better engineers.
yeah.
Uh, Education just gives you a gives you words and terms, but it doesn't give you the instinct. And instinct
Hmm.
you're born with, aptitude you're born with, intelligence also you're born with. Craft and skill set can be enhanced with education, but it is not responsible for
Amazing.
everyone.
Amazing. Yeah, yeah. Also, Harsh, tell me, like a lot of people consider Sanam Teri Kasam as their ideal romantic film. Like, what is your go-to romantic film that you may be watching it when you feel like adding some romance in life?
My most romantic film is Animal. The romance between father and a son is the most romantic thing I've ever seen.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah. But while growing up, like, what was that one romantic film that you enjoyed watching?
Dilse and Sadma. Dilse obviously very painful, and I wanted to always know what the girl is thinking because she never spoke so much, and
Yeah.
I never saw any female character in a film who never spoke so much, who spoke so less. So that was very new
Hmm.
for me, and I was really intrigued to find out what the hell is going on in your mind. Please tell me. I'll sort it. So I'll solve it. I'll put myself out there, and it just never happened. She never spoke. And Sadma, obviously, again, I don't know. My heart used
It's
to
the
break.
emotions. Yeah.
You were saying
True.
something.
True. Yeah, I was asking you because you mentioned the animal. Tell me, of course, a section of the audience loved the film, but of course, there has been a section that criticized it for it being glorifying violence, of course, the alpha male characters. But as an actor, how do you look at a script like that? And will you be okay playing something like that?
My so I want to sound very intellectual here, but I'll stop myself from doing that because I don't want to. I rather than the script, honestly, I right now look at the producer and his spine. His strength of his spine. How solid is the producer is all I look for. Number one. Then comes the other.
I was asking you, will you be okay playing an alpha male character or who indulges in a lot of violence?
Alpha male, beta male, gamma male, langda male, तीन pair wala male. I will play anything if it's a profitable film for the producer.
Yeah.
ये सारी interesting बातें I will leave it for people to do. I just want uh, a smiling producer. I want a producer's real smile. I don't want the side hug कि हाँ हाँ ठीक है. I've got that a couple of times. It's horrible. You want the छाती वाला hug, from the producer. और
True.
जब आपको ऐसे आता है, that means he's made money uh, with your film. And that's all I want.
Yeah.
Alpha, beta, gamma.
But do you also think कि post Sanam Teri Kasam re-release that can happen because a lot of people will realize what a great job you did in that film and maybe finally understand what you can do?
Anna, can you please start a muhim about this and tell people and educate them about this? Because I don't know if I should be expecting all this, but
Yeah.
I'm here
But
to
we
win,
can always be
Sana.
hopeful.
I'm here to be used as a weapon. I always use this analogy where I am always on a lookout for a marksman who's a sharpshooter, and I see myself as the gun that they're
Yeah.
using. So I don't want to be the person, you know, taking the calls. I just want to be utilized to the extent that I'm shattered completely. I want to be shattered, consumed, used, and that'll be my purpose of this life.
Amazing. Also, your co-star got married. Are you guys in touch? Did you message her? Anything on that? Please tell us.
I feel what better gift could there be by God's blessings if she gets to know that her film has done commercially so well. So I think that'll be the best ever wedding gift.
Yeah. But are you guys in touch? Like, do you guys exchange messages or anything?
So Sana, initially, as I told you honestly, the initial part was so painful for the directors, producers, actors, that when you're in pain, I think I won't speak for on
Of course.
anyone, but talking on myself, especially me, when I'm in pain, I obviously, like all human beings, I like to be with myself and not. So
Yeah.
we all were going through that. Even the directors, even the producer, we all were going through that process in that, and that's where it's difficult to chit chat and
True.
be chirpy and friendly.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you so much, Harsh. I must add, like, my twin sister is absolutely in love with this film.